His father was by New York Freddy Meyers, who ran that area over there. His lieutenant, Omar, used to finance, like we giving block parties and things like that for the kids and everything. He had fish stores, he had barber shops, beautician shops, restaurants and everything. So we was giving parties and everything, block parties, giving 100 bags back to the kids and stuff like that. Omar used to give us money to finance that. So now, I think Freddy Meyers had just came home from jail. He tried to talk to Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons wouldn't have a conversation with him, and Russell Simmons used to work for him before he went to jail, because he was starting a record label himself, Freddy Meyers. Freddy Meyers said, he told me that he had a glass table with nothing but $100 bills all through the glass table stacked up, and it was a glass table, $100 bills stacked up in it, like blocks of $100 bills, and then the glass table had $100 bills in it too. He said, I want to talk to you. Heard you was a good dude and everything like that. He said, I tried to talk to Puff, and I want to tell him the truth about his father. So this is a stand-up guy who did all this time and came home. He said, Puff's father was a part of my crew. And I think it was Hollywood Harold or somebody who brought him in there. You understand? He said that Puff's father ratted and snitched the crew out. And this is how he did it. They had a cop that was working for Freddy Meyers' crew. They caught Puff's father in something. And they gave that cop $10,000. And the cop brought them back the recording and the written statement of what he said about the people or the members that he had in the crew. And Puff's father, doing that, told the cop the only reason he was snitching because he had to make a wedding that he couldn't miss. Freddy Meyers told the guy who brought him in the fold of the crew, yo, you gotta get rid of him.
In the last interview we did, you said that Diddy, he was an informant, and that went viral. And you know, we got a good reaction for that, but you had some people that, you know, they was wondering, how do you know that Diddy was an informant? And they wanted you to go more into detail about it. Can you do that?
Well, see, if I'm in the car with Kirk Burroughs and him and our driver, and we go down to 26 Federal Plaza, I know 26 Federal Plaza is the FBI office. All right? Now, what they went down there and what paperwork they took down there, I did not know until I found out later that he was working with an agent in DC, but he was arrested by an agent in New York. But I can't go into it, and the reason I can't go into it is because another individual found out this information and it's owed to him. But when Fox News and everybody say they can't find out who the agent is, that's bullshit. It's online. If you got certain systems that you could find out who the agent is, because we found out who the agent is, but it's not my story to tell. I would tell you that, brother, but it's not my story to tell. It belongs to somebody else, and they're gonna see it come out. Puff was hit with a 40 rule because it's called a Rule 40, because he didn't show up at the agent's office in DC. The New York agent arrested him.
Katt Williams isn't holding back anymore, and Steve Harvey is in the crosshairs. But what's unfolding here isn't just some celebrity clash. It's decades worth of buried scandals and secrets that have stayed hidden far too long. And if you thought the whispers about Diddy's notorious parties were wild, wait until you hear what Katt has hinted about Steve.
You also have those celebrity environments where celebrities all get together, and there's so many of them, you know, and these wild.
But before we dive into that, let's talk about what's just hit headlines. Diddy, arrested. Homeland Security finally took him in outside the Manhattan Park Hyatt Hotel. While you've probably heard some chatter, this isn't just about one arrest. This is about everything Katt's been warning us about for years that's been simmering beneath Hollywood's polished surface.
Now, the Sean Diddy Combs investigation. New surveillance video shows Combs being taken into custody in a Manhattan hotel last week. Our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Kotursky, is at the scene of his arrest. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, Robin. This is the hotel where Sean Combs was arrested a week ago. You can now see how that arrest went down. This morning, watch how federal agents took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs. His lawyer said Combs had come to New York 2 weeks earlier with the intention of turning himself in. He did not expect the agents to be waiting at his hotel last Monday night.
Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in.
1, 2, 3.
You've probably heard the rumors about Diddy's infamous parties. But according to Katt, those rumors are only scratching the surface. What's been going down behind closed doors is something much darker, and he's been approached with offers, millions in fact, to keep his mouth shut. But Katt refused. He wasn't about to sell his integrity, no matter how deep Diddy's pockets go. Interesting. Steve Harvey has been under Diddy's thumb for years. Not just as a friend, this goes deeper. If you really think about Katt's theories and try to make some sense out of them, Diddy has been blackmailing Steve, with tapes from those notorious parties being the bargaining chip. And these aren't just any tapes. They supposedly show things so damaging that Steve's been forced to play along with Diddy's game for years. We're talking about more than just rumors. There's real, hard evidence.
It'd be nice if that was the story. So now, if that's the story, then let me see if I got this correct. A guy I've never met was supposed to be doing a show with me. And I got so angry, even though I hadn't met him, that I had security keep him out of the building. See, that's the problem with lies. They're faulty from their inception, sir. I'm the person in the story that doesn't have a grudge to feel. I don't care why I didn't like Katt Williams. I will get to the bottom of it. This is not one of those stories. First of all, we were facing 20 years, Suge and I. 20 years for that. And if it wasn't for the fact that this is Beverly Hills and it's all on camera, they had no problem sending us up the river when we couldn't have possibly done what was being said. That lady said that she got jumped on by me.
So you see what you just did? You just clarified a huge, misconception about, the events of that evening or whatever.
Yeah, but remember, it went to court. Yeah. This isn't just my word. They had to play the video in court, which showed that her altercation wasn't with a man at all.
And if you thought Steve and Diddy were just casual acquaintances, think again. Their connection goes way back. Steve's even pulled his own family into the mix. Remember the headlines in 2019 when Steve's stepdaughter, Lori Harvey, was seen flying around the world with Diddy? The media had a field day. But here's where things get strange. Before Diddy, Lori was reportedly dating Diddy's son, Justin. That's right. She was with the son first, then moved on to the father, and Steve Harvey seemed unbothered by it all.
Hey, there's Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's 22-year-old stepdaughter in New York looking super happy. And there's Diddy looking, Nervous?
So this is fueling the dating rumors that have been going on for a few weeks now.
Yeah, they've been hanging out. Saw her getting out of Diddy's car last week at Nobu, but Diddy's people say she's just a family friend.
Matchy.
They're matching outfits.
Matching outfits?
Matching outfits.
Yeah, but if anything, that dispels dating rumors. Can't see Diddy knowingly doing that. But if this is a real thing...
His father-in-law would be Steve Harvey? That is weird.
Survey says... Oh, we haven't gotten to the weird part yet.
She was previously linked to his oldest son, Justin.
Wait, and hold the phone too.
She dated his son and then she went for daddy.
Does she call him Diddy or Daddy?
Daddy Diddy.
Damn, Diddy.
This is a massive age difference.
That doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me at all.
I don't care about the age difference. I care about the fact that that's my son's ex.
But we've also seen this where you date a girl and then you date their mom.
Yeah, that happens a lot. In porn, wouldn't call it dating. Anyway.
It's weird because that's the way you think.
Can you imagine dating your mother's ex-boyfriend?
But Katt's not buying the whole innocent act. He's kind of claimed that Steve actually encouraged Lori's relationship with Diddy. Why? Because it served as a convenient way to keep the focus off Steve's own skeletons. What Katt was indirectly inferring was that Steve was more concerned about protecting his image and staying on Diddy's good side. And Steve? That's not new either. It goes way back to the 90s, long before this current drama. Katt's accused Steve of stealing material from another comedian, Mark Curry, who you might remember from Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Katt claims Steve used Curry's ideas to launch The Steve Harvey Show after attending a live taping of Mark's work. According to Katt, Steve's entire career was built on lifting ideas from other comedians, and this has been a source of tension for years. Now, fast forward to today. Katt's not letting Steve off the hook. Maybe Steve does have plenty more secrets in his closet, and Diddy holds the key. It is highly probable that Steve attended some of those infamous mansion parties, the ones that might be caught on tape. And if those tapes ever see the light of day, Steve could find himself in serious trouble. Diddy's facing legal battles now, and if he goes down, he's not going down alone. Steve Harvey could be right there in the middle of it all.
They brand. It's all about the money. They saw what he did to Cassie. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cassie. They know that nobody in America liked that. So now, these people are represented by a brand. Whether it's something about the music, clothing, movies. They're not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them. And they praying that they not on the tape. Doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey, buddy, we got you on this tape, and girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, you know, Sean Combs. That's when they're gonna start talking. And they're not gonna be talking in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, because if he had 250 tapes all over, 250 cameras all over the house, somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar.
And let's not forget, Katt has hinted that he's got proof to back up everything he's been saying. If that evidence comes to light, it could shake the industry to its core. Steve Harvey's carefully crafted image could crumble in front of the world, and once that happens, there's no coming back. Diddy's legal troubles are only starting, and if he goes down, he's not going quietly. He's going to take everyone with him, and Steve Harvey might be right at the top of that list. So how much time does Steve have left to keep his secrets buried? Because in Hollywood, no one's untouchable anymore. Not in 2024. So what do you think? Is Katt Williams onto something with his claims about Diddy and Steve Harvey? Could Steve's entire career be built on secrets that are about to come crashing down? The drama is far from over, and we'll be following this story closely as it unfolds.